This is, to say the least, an awesome evening, and one where I must say, as an E3 enlisted, I think I achieved E3. It may have been E2. It's certainly a nervous moment for me, a tremendous moment for me, when I think about all the admirals and generals in the audience. When I was in the U.S. Coast Guard, the first officer I met was when I was on the basketball team, and our coach was an officer. But most of the time I spent with chief petty officers, and I must say that my experience there was very, very positive. But when I think about being nervous in front of generals and admirals, I recall the story about Ambassador Joseph Grew, who was called upon to introduce General Marshall when he was making his final retirement after serving with the tremendous leadership skills. And Ambassador Grew looked at the head table and he saw a line of generals and admirals, and there was General Marshall, and there was Mrs. Marshall, and General Eisenhower, Mrs. Eisenhower. And he was almost overcome. So he got up, and his job was to introduce General Marshall. And he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this individual led our effort in World War II. He led us to victory. He's been Secretary of State. He's been Secretary of Defense. There's no honor that the American people would not bestow on General Marshall. But all he wants to do is go down to his little farm in Virginia and spend the rest of his days with Mrs. Eisenhower." Well, of course, the ambassador was shell-shocked when he realized what he'd done. He sat down and immediately wrote a note to Mrs. Eisenhower, and he said, "Mrs. Eisenhower, my profound apologies to you and the general." She wrote back a little note and said, "Which general?" So I'm not quite that bad of shape, but I am very, very proud, because I was a non-heroic but very proud enlisted man in the U.S. Coast Guard. And I accept this award by thanking the dedicated Coast Guardsmen, sailors, Marines, and merchant Marines who carry out their many responsibilities with courage, with commitment, and with honor, each and every day, often in harm's way. Looking at your list of past honorees, which I did today, and receiving this honor with two great leaders, Bob Stevens and Jim Skinner, I feel a definite kinship with a Camelot character by the name of Mortrid, of whom Lady Guinevere observed, "The only thing I can say for him is that he is bound to marry well, because everybody is above him." Two brief points tonight. First, I enjoyed my Coast Guard service as a great learning opportunity, and I love my active duty at Cape May, New Jersey. The only downside, after I returned to Georgia and after around 6 months in New Jersey, my friends all said I had developed a Yankee accent. My second point, in a dangerous world with serious challenges popping up all over the globe, as we see from every day's headlines, the U.S. Navy Memorial Foundation appropriately reminds us of the essential values of the sea services: honor, courage, and commitment. My enlisted experience in the U.S. Coast Guard pounded home to me the practical reasons why these core values are so important in terms of trust, in terms of unit cohesion, and in terms of military effectiveness. My first job on the Armed Services Committee, assigned by Chairman Stennis, was to chair the Manpower Subcommittee. The things I had learned in the U.S. Coast Guard were tremendous tools for me to be able to understand the importance of the right kind of incentives the importance of taking care of military personnel as well as their families. This was a tremendous, tremendous background for my service, not just for that Manpower Subcommittee, but indeed my entire 24 years on the Armed Services Committee. So tonight I close by telling you all that I am very thankful. I feel very fortunate to have served in the United States Coast Guard. I feel very fortunate to have spent 24 years working with the members of all of our military services. I am very grateful to all of those who serve and have served our country with honor, with commitment, and with courage and considerable sacrifice. And I am blessed by this Lone Sailor Award. It's an honor that I will always cherish and I will never, ever forget. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.